Hi everyone, my name is Felipe Pardo. Today we will know the life and work of the master Michelangelo. Through this video, you will see many of his works that brought him to fame in the Renaissance. Nothing more to say, let's see it.
Michelangelo di Ludovico Simoni. He was born in 6 March 1475. Was an Italian sculptor, painter, architect, and poet of the High Renaissance. He was born in the Republic of Florence. Considered to be the greatest living artist during his lifetime, he has since been described as one of the greatest artists of all time. Son of Ludovico Buonarroti, Florentine official in the service of the Medici family, who placed his son when he was 13 years of age in the workshop of the painter Domenico Giladio. 2 years later, he was attracted to the sculptor in the garden of San Marcos, where he frequently visited to study the ancient statues on the Medici collection. He met the younger Medici. At the age of 16, he had already made a laissez-faire sculpture in relief, the Battle of the Lapiths and the Centaurs and the Virgin of the latter. In the years 1489 and 1492. 2 years later, he left Florence. During that time, he settled in Bologna, where he sculpted between 1494 and 1495 three marble statues for the Arch of Santo Domingo in the church of the same name. Later, he traveled to Rome, where he studied in the ruins and the statues of the classic antiquity that was discovered. He made his first large-scale sculpture, the monumental Bacchus, 1496 and 1498, and carved the Vatican Piety with 23 years. At the same time, he also sculpted Piety, 1498 and 1500 for St. Peter of the Vatican. This is the only work in which his signature appears. His style of drawing is marked by the giant 4.34 meters sculpture in marble of the David Rayleigh between 1401 and 1404 after his return to Florence. In 1505, he interrupted his work in Florence when he was called to Rome by Pope Julius II to perform two works. The most important of these was the fresco decoration of the vault in the Sixtine Chapel, which lasted 5 years. 24 years before beginning, in 1536, the Last Judgment. Bearing on his back to the ground on a raised scaffolding, he painted some of the most exquisite images of the world history of art. On the vault of the chapel, he devoted 9 scenes from the book of Genesis, beginning with the separation of light and darkness and continuing with creation of the sun and moon, creation of the trees and plants, creation of Adam, creation of Eve, the original sin, the sacrifice of Noah, the universal flood, and finally the drunkenness of Noah, framing these main essence that run along the entire central body and the vault, near with other Old Testament themes and the ancestors of Christ. As architect, he designed Lateran Library, the facade of the Church of the San Lorenzo in Florence, and the tombs of the Medici. His greatest work as an architect was the Basilica of St. Peter, as it has the largest interior space of the Christian church in the world. Michelangelo died at the age of 88 in Rome. His last will was to be buried in Florence. His body is in the sacristy of the church on Santa Croce.